welcome to the next video in my MSI 2022 preview. I'm covering Istanbul Wildcats from the TCL. I did not write TCL on here, 1 second. I completely overlooked a step in my process. Okay, now we're good. Make sure I'm on the, okay, we're good. So, Istanbul Wildcats, I have them 8th. Their coach, there's no information on their coach on here because he's never played in a international event as a coach or as a player from what I can see. So, very raw, and that means he was not with them in 2021 when they went to MSI, which is where I know this team from. Kind of go over spiel here, which I completely didn't do. I do appreciate everybody subscribing to the channel. Like I said yesterday, the Red Candid video is really hitting, and a lot of people are subscribing, so thank you for subscribing, liking the videos, commenting. Also, if anybody from Latin America with Team A's ended up wanting to subscribe yesterday, I appreciated that and commenting on that video. I love talking League of Legends. I really enjoy even the smaller regions, talking about them, how they interact with the major regions, and things like that. I'm all for an underdog. Where I live in Buffalo, Western New York. I mean, I grew up with teams that have never won a championship in 50 years and missed the playoffs for 20 years. So, and the reason why I'm willing to say that is because apparently my Twitters have now crossed paths without me ever actually making it happen intentionally. So, which is cool, I guess. But in the gist of it, thank you for subscribing. So, Istanbul, I messed up when I originally wrote this on the board. I had their ranks, and I forgot that I have to add 4 because of the 4 major regions. And if you didn't watch the other videos before as well, I have the top 4 major region players in the top 4. I do not have them. The stats are not the same. They're not the same. A player in the TCL versus a player in the TCL is not the same as a player in the LCK versus the LCK. You could have 10 CS per minute in the TCL, and it is not going to make a damn difference to me when you're against Gumiushi, because Gumiushi is going to drop that down to like 8. So, the fact is what it is. So, I fixed it, and I was like, yeah, Starscreen is 11th, isn't he? So, Istanbul, Starscreen was a problem in MSI last year, and I don't remember a lot about MSI, but seeing that, I was like, you're right. Starscreen did struggle last year, and it's clear here. They went 1-5 in 6 games at MSI, finishing 10th, 11th place. All this team is a returning team from that run. Holy Phoenix has been to an international event twice, 1-11 in those times, and a big gap, 2014 and 2021. So, you see an asterisk here next to CS per minute, it's 8.66. That's because that CS per minute is really misleading, because when you look at 2014, if you had 8 CS per minute, you were like top tier player. So, 8.66 is what it averages out to be. Last year it was in the 9, I think it was like 9.8 maybe, which is very high. That is competitive with the top bot lanes in the world at an international event. Like, that's pretty damn good. So, the main people I have on this team, I said Starscreen stinks. No offense to Starscreen, but internationally he was awful last year. He didn't show up. Ferret, I have an asterisk next to him. Looking closer for my CB Lowell fans. Aegis and Ferret, actually, I realized it when I was going through my algorithm. They're actually tied. The algorithm has them tied. So they're both 6th. And the reason being I have Ferret here. Ferret is very solid across the board. There's a big drop-off between who I believe is the top jungler out of the smaller regions to Ferret and Aegis. I'm not going to lie. That's how it looks based on the stats. And Ferret, he makes things happen. He's solid. He's top 5 in every category. Actually, technically, in the smaller regions, he's top 2 or 3 in almost every category. So, I mean, he makes things happen. He doesn't die a lot. He farms well. He plays a lot of different champions, so that's a plus for a team that's going into an international event. You want to have a wide champion pool so you can work on the meta, and also as a smaller region, attack the meta, but also say, I'm going to throw curveballs because you need curveballs and wild card picks to cheese some wins. Saren is, I believe, the top ranked mid laner outside of the big four. And the reason being, when you look at his stats, he makes things happen more than any other mid laner out of the smaller regions. And it's just a fact. His kill participation is higher, his kill share is higher. I believe his gold share is even higher. Like, he makes things happen. And one results in the other. I mean, we can say that players, roam a lot and things like that, but the stats say what the stats say. If you're high kill participation, you can roam all you want, but if your kill participation isn't high, you're roaming and losing farm and not doing anything. You're creating pressure, but you're not getting kills. Saren, you see here, 8.28 CS per minute. He's at least above 8. You'd want that to be higher at an international event. If he's roaming, that's okay. I mean, against bigger regions, you have to make things happen, but also not lose too much. And circling back to Ferret 5.33. I mean, that's pretty solid. In the fives, you want it to be in the fives to high fives. Holy Phoenix, like I said, his stats are misleading when it comes to CS per minute, but I also want to say that when I look at Holy Phoenix, I have him 6th, and that's because he simply doesn't die. Compared to everybody else at the AD carry role, which I'm going to say is very similar to the jungle role, in that there's clearly a first, the fifth, the top minor region bot laner is by far the top one based on the stats. And then Holy Phoenix is a distant second. And it's because he doesn't die. He doesn't die, so that results in kills, that results in kill participation, that results in gold. But his CS per minute's not there, and that's going to put him in a hole when it comes to this event. And if they aren't getting kills, if Saren is not going all over the place, if Ferret is not making things happen as the jungle mid duo, they are going to struggle. They will struggle at this event. I could see them finishing last. They finished last year, tied for last, 10th, 11th place. I mean, I could see it again. There's no way around that. Farfetch, the support, similar to Starscreen. His stats do not indicate many good things. 0.99 CS per minute, that's whatever your support. Actually, the lower the better. The less CS you steal, the better. Lower CS would also indicate that your bot laner doesn't die, which is true with Holy Phoenix. I mean, he doesn't die. And I will say also, you have to factor in champion pool. I had people, comment and say, you should write down their top champion they play. And okay, I make note of that. But by now it's too late to do that. I don't want to do that for this video. And now that I did 3 already with Saigon Buffalo, Red Cannon, and Team Ace, I didn't do them for them. So how do I go back and do it, So after I finish the smaller regions and I have the big 4 left, I'm going to, because I've been doing second videos most days. Yesterday I didn't, but today I will. Because there were a lot of stats going into this second video. So I will have where I look at the roles, and I might even, I don't know yet, I'm not going to promise anything. I might give a little bit of why I have where I have them, more so than just going over the team right now and saying, okay, this is why this person's ranked here. Maybe I'll actually have the stats to indicate why things happened the way they did. But also, more importantly, what you want. Top champion, unique champions. Because the thing is, after this video today, this Istanbul Wildcats video, which this is pretty much done, so this is almost the outro, I'm going to have a video where I'm going to have the combined stats of 12.1 through 12.6 and the most common matchups that occurred. Compare them to a solo queue level win rate at Platt and Challenger to be like, okay, well, how does this matchup look to you in solo queue versus how it appears on the Rift when it comes to win rates at a pro level. Um, but after that, I'm going to do a 12.7 video where I'm going to look at all these players on every team and indicate, who benefits from this patch, who isn't going to be, who got nerfed. I mean, who was relying on this champion throughout the last, couple weeks, and now, I mean, it's going to be taken away. It got nerfed. And I'm going to do that for 12.7 and 12.8, so that's 2 videos. And then after that 12.8 video, I will have a video where I'm going to have, the role. I mean, hopefully I can split up the roles and do them all one each day. I'm going to have to mark it down and see if I can fit all those videos in before MSI, or I might have to double up, whatever. But I'll have it so that I'll be like, okay, this is the most common played champion by this player. This is a unique champion that they play that no one else plays. And, stuff like that. I think that would be interesting to go over as a group. I really find this sort of stuff interesting, the little niche things that some players do that others don't. As a smaller region, you need to do that. If you're not going to do weird things, you're probably going to lose. I think, push comes to shove, we all know that you need to get a little freaky with your picks or with your strategy to, steal games off of outright better players that are in regions that, just have better ping and things like that. I mean, there's a reason why, people are in the comments telling me, well, Red already went to Korea to boot camp before the event. Of course they did. You have to because you need to get those scrims in against really good teams, and you also need to play against better players. I mean, and that's just a matter of fact. I mean, the LCS stinks for the same reason. The LCS has trouble because the player base stinks, and we need to go boot camp other places to do well. So, that's how it is. So, if you enjoyed this video, comment down below what you think about the Istanbul Wildcats. Do you think that they're going to do well? Are you a TCL fan? If you're a TCL fan, comment down below as well. Give me a vibe on what the Wildcats are about. Maybe I am, misjudging them based off the stats. Maybe the stats are misleading. Maybe, it's not actually, these stats aren't actually what they are. There's more to the story than that. Subscribe to the channel. And I hope you come back for more content.